All right. How's everyone doing? Brad, Steven, Martin, turning on my heater so I don't have to freeze my butt off out here. Uh, Shop heater is not keeping up, so turn on the infrared heater. All right. All right. All right. All right. Pop away. How's it going? So, what we are working on tonight is I have been making tips for Nerf blasters. So here's the latest one. This is 3D printed in 64D TPU because we need something harder. But Vince, how's it going, man? This weighs in. It originally weighed in at 6 grams. Okay. I upped the infill and got it up to 10. All right. 4 walls and like 50% infill, and we got it up to 10. Now, the purpose of this is never going to hit a person. First and foremost, do not, if you make this, do not fire at a person or any living creature. Um, at that point, treat your Nerf blaster as a firearm. Down Undermaker, Mike. What's up, y'all? Also, if you're wondering, this is how this thing prints. It prints in this orientation. Painted supports on the bottom, and then this will peel away. If you don't, you end up with a thing that looks like this crap. Anyway, so tonight we are exploring what's possible in modifying files in your slicer. Because from the original model for this to this iteration of it was all done in slicer. Now the goal is I've got these 10 millimeter ball bearings. 2 of these weigh 10 grams. For reference, an average half-size Nerf dart weighs 1 gram. The heavies are 1.2. And we're going to try to make a model that way we can pause it at a layer, insert 2 of these into the Nerf blast, into the dart tip, and get an extremely heavy dart. So we should be able to get somewhere around 20, probably a little bit under because I'm going to be removing some material to add that 10. But these are already hollow inside. There's a diamond-shaped hollow void in there. Kenneth, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Saw lots of you guys over at Penguin Maker's first stream tonight. It was good to see that. Nice to have another person join the 3D printing streaming community. All right, so I'm just going to... I know the camera quality on this probably isn't the greatest. We are streaming from the Mac because it does Orca Slicer a lot better while I'm streaming. It's a lot more powerful. But, yep, this just peels right off. Yada, yada, yada. I know you guys, most of you guys aren't interested in this, so we'll get to the part that is somewhat interesting to everybody else. I know that the model we're doing, you're not going to be messing with, but the same principles apply whenever you're doing any work in Slicer. All right, so a lot of us not great at CAD, and this is there's quite a few tools in Slicer that you can use. So this is our slicer. We're an Orca slicer. Now we're going to add another bed. This is the model that we have currently. And if we go over here and we go here, import geometry only. This is the Nerf head that we started with, and this is the one we ended up with. All right, so I only need one of these. You're going to make your life a whole lot easier if you left click and hit center on your object. Okay, go, how's it going? Exactly, Mike. While you're not, nobody's going to be messing with doing this on their own stuff. The same general rules apply. All right, so this is V-shaped, right? So first off, let me show you. This is the version we have. Click on this plate so it stops doing it. There we go. And if we slice this plate and we go down through the layers, you will see that there is a diamond-shaped void inside of this dart. I want to, instead of making this diamond-shaped, make this somewhat cylinder-shaped. And we're going to do that starting with this model. So this is an example. You could use the same thing to build an entire thing, kind of like Tinkercad, but in Slicer. But we're going to start with a model because most of the time you've got something, it's kind of what you want, but not all the way there. Multiple knives, slicing at form next week. Nice. That'll be interesting. I don't have a printer to utilize it, but hey, uh, Snapmaker, you were supposed to, you wanted to talk to me. Talk to me. You hate YouTube mobile? Havoc, what'd you miss? We're going to modify an object in Slicer where you might normally want to do this in CAD, but for those that don't have that ability, you can do quite a bit of work in your Slicer. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the model, and I need to know the dimensions for this because I need to make this no longer a cone shape. I need to make this a cylinder. So I'm going to come over here, grab my measuring tools. All right. I want to know from here to here, we are at 15.9991. So we're going to call that 16, right? Now, go back over here. And we're going to add a negative part. We're going to add a cylinder, right? And we are going to scale this cylinder to 16 millimeters in diameter. Clearly, this is too tall, right? Because right now it's coming all the way up to this lip. Turn off uniform scale. These balls are 10 centimeter balls. So if we do this at, let's say we give ourselves 5 top layers on that, that's 1.2 millimeters. No, it's 1 millimeter. So we'll do this at 15 millimeters. Enter. All right. Now, because we centered that on the bed, we can just hit center on that. And now it's smack dab in the center of this. And now if we slice it, we've got a cylinder shaped hole in the middle. But I've only got 2 layers there, one bridging, one top. So I'm going to change that. Select the generic cube. And I'm going to scale that down. I'm going to take it down to 14. Slice it again. And now I've got more layers over top of that hole. And I just add a pause right here in Slicer. Drop my 2 balls in there, and it would print the rest of this over the top of it. But we need to add our tip to this because right now they just fall off the bottom, right? Yeah, Down Under Maker, I was told that they wanted to speak with me via email, and I never heard from them. I never even got an email for how to get a hold of them. So you broke your pelletizer in a day? Yes. Because here's the ultimate goal for this, right? We're going to try to blow through a 5-gallon water jug with a Nerf blaster. If you didn't see the short, did a melt jug last night, and in theory, it should be about the same as that because it does. While it's a little bit thinner plastic, it's got more give. So that's a more rigid material, which is going to make it somewhat easier to penetrate than a material that has give and kind of wants to bounce off. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to flip this over, select this model, all right, lay on face. There we go. All right. And you see our cylinder kind of just went with it. All right, but now I want to get a measurement for the outside to here. We're at 12.324 millimeters in for the radius. All right, so times 2 gives us 846.42, 24.648. And get off of our measurements. And we're going to add a part. And we're going to add a cone. We'll scale this. And we're going to give it 24.65, 6. Let's do 6.4. 24.64. And here's our cone. We don't yet know the height that we need this at. And that is why I left this on here, so I don't have to go back and measure it. So our end goal is a dart that's 70 millimeters long, using the foam left over from cutting down a regular Mega XL to 70 millimeters. Maker Viking, how's it going? Yeah. Um, what we need, right, by increasing the weight on this is we are going to increase the inertia. And if there's a little bit of slop, those ball bearings are going to accelerate backwards into the dart tip. And then when it hits, dart slows down, balls keep going, and impart their inertia to the tip of it after it hits it. So it's kind of like a hammer drill. Hits and then hits again. Going to try to minimize the amount of that. But anyway, so here we go. Scale. We know we need to be at 23.7, 35.73 millimeters. Just going to write that down, make a note. All right. Now, if I come back over here, and I lay that on its face, and I get a measurement on how tall this is. We're at 21. So I need that cone to be a total of 14.73 millimeters. Lay this back on its face. Just grab this cylinder, not the cylinder, the cone. All right, we're going to rename this to outer, just the outer cone for a second. That way we can keep track of it. And then we're going to scale this up to 14.73. Thank you, Viking. I'm doing pretty good. You working on the site? Nice. Hey, anybody's not does not know or has not been over there, go check out Tinker Atlas. Um, it is going to be the social media of makers. Get in on the ground floor now. I need to post more stuff over there, Maker Viking. I'm really terrible at it. You know what I need? I need some way that when I post a video or something, it just like automatically goes and makes a post over there. That'd be awesome. Kind of like I got a bot on Discord where it automatically, pushes out a notification to people that, hey, I posted a video. It'd be awesome to have that kind of thing over on Thinker Atlas where it automatically makes a post. All right, now I want this part's wall to match the inner diameter of that. So we are going to take this generic cylinder, generic cone, and we're going to center that on the build plate. And now we're going to add a negative part, and we're going to add another cone. And what did we say the inside diameter for this was? Cylinder 16. The cone of silence, absolutely. Yeah, if you get that going, let me know. That'd be pretty sweet. But even outside of that, I still need to I need to publish more stuff over there. All right, so the cylinder is 16 millimeters in diameter, so we need to make this cone. Let me rename this inner. Need to make this 16 millimeters. 16 millimeters. All right, now the total height on that. Let's grab this. We're going to have this go. And if I hit center, it's going to center itself on this. No, I don't think it scaled right. Nope, it didn't. 16. Enter. There we go. Now, when you slice this cone is hollow. You know what? I do not want this to be 16 millimeters because the ball is 10 millimeters. So let's go back over here to prepare inner cone scale. I'm going to make this inner cone 10 by 10. There we go. But I need this ball to fall down into it a little further because we've only got we don't have enough space over here. So let's move this out of the way. Let's take and flip this back on its head. There we go. And then let's adjust this cylinder so that it is 10 by 10. And let's add a part, add a cylinder that is 16 by 16 by 14, 15, fine, whatever. Center this, center that. No, undo that. center that. All right. I need to move this back down to the build plate. Excellent, excellent. And then I need the negative cylinder. I need to center that. And what does this look like when it's all done? All right, so we need to move this negative cylinder back down. So that it comes through. There we go. Now let's slice it. Interchangeable heads. One, two, three, four, five. 5 layers. Perfect. But this cylinder is not merging in properly. So let's scale that up to 17 by 17. And now it's all one piece. See what it looks like from the top. Excellent, excellent. Prepare. We are going to grab this thing and we're going to flip it onto the surface. Then we're going to grab generic cone outer. We're going to center that. Now it's centered to this. And then we're going to move it up until it sits on top of our dart. Center this. Center that. Center that. Center that. Now this looks like it's still got some room that it can go. It leaves personalized welts. Damascus, how are you doing, man? All right. So we're going to scale this up to 24.65. 4.65 tab 4.65. It's still not right. Did I do the math on this wrong? No, I didn't. Something's just not quite right. What if I grab just the generic cone outer and move this? Does it come up any? There it is. It wasn't quite at the right level. It was too far down. There's our dart. All right, but we got this hollow cone over here that we need to deal with still. Right, because right now it ends there. So prepare, center that, and then move that cone all the way up. So it's not quite up high enough because it's got this overhang going on right there. Smooth that cone up just a little bit more. Now what happens when we slice it? There we are. Now I don't want this extreme tip up here. So we'll go over here. We're going to grab the entire model and we're going to grab our cut tool. We're going to come up here and we're going to cut the tip off. We don't want to keep the upper part. We just want the lower part. There we are. Now we can flip this interesting. It's not giving me a solid surface to flip that to. But no matter. We can just grab our rotation tool, grab this and flip it 180 degrees. Slice the plate. Here's our dart. And as you can see, you got your nice hollow space in there to drop your dart into the two ball bearings. We want to add a pause when we get to this layer. Then we also want to paint some supports. Slice this. Now we've got our supports. I've got some really funky support settings on this so that the dart tip prints nice. So yes, that is accurate, down under maker. Now, if you want to save this, it is pretty easy to do. You just go over here, click on it, right click on it, export as 1STL, and we are going to put this, pick the right spot. We're going to call this MXL head for 10 millimeter ball bearings. It does that with negatives for some reason. Anyway, so the other way to do this is file, save project as, and then you've got yourself a 3MF file. You just load it back in and you're right back to where you were at. And you can share the 3MF file, and all that work that you did goes along with it. In fact, we will share that right now in the Discord. I will upload it to what's it called? Printables. But there, let's upload it in the things that fling foam channel on the Discord if you would like to do it. Yes, that would work as well. Stephen, if I had this, if I reloaded and I had some stuff, you could take a 50 caliber muzzle loader slug and put it in there. Down under, Maker. What are you doing over there, sir? Hey, I replaced my PTFE tube going from the box turtle, the buffer to the tool head with 2.5 millimeter ID PTFE tube, and it's feeding much more reliably with that, by the way. Also, currently, I don't know if you can see the 2.4 in the background. Yeah, you can. You can see the 2.4 back there. Right over in there. It is currently printing PPS glass-filled parts for the gantry for the Micron. So we'll be doing that this week. Oh, shit. I love you guys. So, yeah, there's a lot of really powerful tools in Slicer with just going and let's add something back in here again. Here's the STL we exported. All right, let's add a plate and drag it over here. this is what happened. It didn't, because the negative parts overlapped one another. It didn't export the negatives for some reason when I exported just the STL. All right, but if I close this up and I open a new Orca Slicer instance, go and prepare, open, and I open the 3MF file, and I go over here and I slice this. My negative volumes are still there. So this is saying it's going to take 10.72 grams just in the 64D TPU from Soraya Tech, plus 10 grams of ball bearings. We are at a 20-gram dart, and let's call it 21 grams. Oh, wait. Model filament, 8.32. Sorry. Plus the foam. So we'll call it 20-gram dart, right? And if we go over here, make a new window, make this bigger. 20 grams at 260 FPS. Energy in joules. Now, this is confusing because we've got 21.21 and then we've got 62.81. So paintball, it's 12.5. Weight in grams, 20 at 200 and actually I think it goes 280. So we are at 72.45 joules of energy. Yeah. So we are roughly, what is that? 5.5, 6 times the energy of a paintball that you're getting slammed with. It's not too shabby. 475. So we're at 1/5 the energy of an actual, 9mm round. 22 LR. And we are approaching that of a 22. I think that'll get us through the water jug, folks. I don't know about you, but I think that'll get us through the water jug. Uh, yeah, I'd like to see what Big Tree Tech does for the Vivid. I have not heard from your friends yet on a separate, unrelated note. All right, so let's open Orca Slicer back up. Let's go back over here to this plate. Slice this. Got an hour and 9 minutes. We go make sure the printer is ready. And oh, somebody said something about embossing something on this. So if we go over here and add a modifier, add text, use surface, of course, Orca Slicer crashes. Reopen. Anyway, so if make sure you save your progress, right? Add a modifier, SVG. No, actually, no, not an SVG. Add a modifier, add text, right? And we'll do balls. We'll make that a height of 8. Enter. A depth of 0.1. Advanced. Use surface. I rotate this. Oh, I'm getting relatively annoyed here. Yes, I want to restore them. Okay. Objects. Balls. Edit. Advanced. Um, There's a way. I don't remember how. Anyway, so I have it wrap. There, let's turn off the supports for a minute and slice it again. It's not showing up. Armor 3D printing, how's it going? Oh, this is fancy like. Can you come over here? No, you won't come over here. All right. We'll just bring this whole thing over here. Buffer gate sensors, run out sensor, outlet sensor, boot reset. Yeah, that'd be nice to have separate. Boys at Big Tree Tech seem like they've been busy. Armor 3D printing, we are working on making uh, edit text. I want to cut this into the surface. Where is it at? Oh, it's over on this plate. That's why we couldn't see it. All right, now let's slice it. Now it's cut in there and says balls. I don't want to do it too deep, otherwise you end up with issues. But 0.2 millimeters will get her there. All right, back to global. Turn our supports back on. Slice our plate. There we go. We've got our paws right there. Print. Upload and print. Yeah, Armor 3D printing, we were modifying files in Slicer for just showing off some of the stuff you can do in Slicer for those that are CAD challenged, such as myself. Are you saying you're going to put this in my Discord or Armored's Discord? I'm a little confused there. Oh, crap. You guys couldn't see any of that, could you? There we go. Let's switch back to monitor and I'll show you. Did you guys see me put balls on the side of this? You didn't, did you? All right. So what we did, turn off supports, slice. Now, if you look, it says balls, all right? So in order to do that, we just left click, add a modifier, text. All right. And when you do that, you end up with this screen. We typed in balls, how tall we want our letters, how deep we want them into the surface. Then we clicked on advance and use surface. And it's going to wrap it around the surface of this thing. All right. Oh. Orca Slicer keeps crashing. Okay. Man, it really doesn't like when I rotate this, does it? All right. Objects, delete, because it's having a conniption fit. Add a modifier, add text. Edit. Eight millimeters. Depth of 0.1. We're going to cut that. And then use surface. Go over here to global and slice it. And as you can see, the word balls is now cut into said model. I actually kind of like this one better than the one that I did. We're going to turn that back on. File, save project. Still getting false load errors on lane one. Huh. I'm not sure. But I tell you what, I'm going to be back in just a moment. I've got to go use the restroom. Bluetooth. Are you there? There we are. And we're back. Okay. Okay. Yes, that is a Nerf dart tip. LTX, how's it going? So we made a Nerf dart tip to be able to put ball bearings into, 10 millimeter ball bearings. All right, I need to stand up. I can't sit down anymore. It is hurting. So I unfortunately only have this one camera. I know it's a potato camera. I do apologize. Testing out the new machine all day. What'd you get? Just get yourself a new toy over there. So for those that weren't here, this is the dart, our Nerf dart. Um, this is a version that I made the other day. We're going to essentially double the mass of this. This is a very nice printer, LTX. Did you build this, or did you acquire it from somebody else who had built it? You say new machine, and I don't know. I know a lot of people have been buying stuff recently. Acquired it from a buddy. Well, your buddy did one hell of a nice build. Should be a really fun printer. Uh, oh, let's go ahead and LTX. Can I show the printer in stream? I don't want to show it if you don't you don't want other people to see it. All right. So let's minimize this. Drag this over here. Make this bigger. And hop over to this screen. Here's the printer. Got CPAP on there. I'm going to assume it's got a Galileo 2 based on the sticker. How do I not have a Lee Marie 3D sticker? Also, it's come to my attention that there's Leviathan stickers now, and I don't have one of those either. An Apis 2, okay. So CPAP, some LEDs. Got to get a diffuser on those. Big old top hat, umbilical. Little webcam up front. There it is, all lit up. It's got one of my favorite screens for the 2.4. I rocked this screen mount for a long, long time. Still rock the same one on the two switch wires. V27741. I just noticed yesterday that we're up over 8,000 V2 serials. First print off of it. Looking good, sir. I'm assuming it was running when you got it. Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on one of those Apis extruders, those Apis 2 extruders. They're on sale for $50, marked down from 300. Now, whether or not they ever actually sold for $300, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if they ever actually sold for that amount. Oh, nice. Let me know. Yeah, Orbiter 2.5 is a nice extruder. What fun things should you throw on the Core 1 to print? Um, Brad always recommends the FlexiRex. And Brad, I've got sad news about the FlexiRex that we printed as a test print on the Centauri Carbon. My daughter comes home from school the other day and says, last Friday, says that it's her friend's birthday and she wants to give him a gift. And she wanted to give him a dinosaur because he likes dinosaurs. So I was like, well, I have this little Flexi Rex. You can give him that. And then I had printed this giant flexible T Rex thing for her a while ago, and she wanted to give him that. But she had broke the arms off of it. And while a T Rex has tiny arms, it does have arms. So I ended up printing a big Flexi T Rex, and she gave him both of them. So that Flexi Rex is now in the hands of what I can only assume to be a 7-year-old first grader. So I don't have a whole lot else to do today. We can hang out and chat if you so desire. Like I said, I know I am on a potato camera, but we are on the non-normal streaming PC. Honestly, I could switch the stream over to the other computer if I really wanted to. Absolutely, Brad. My go-to test print has always been once I get a machine to where I think it's calibrated, uh, I will run the 3 parts for the stealth burner latch, because if they fit together, you're doing pretty good. Nick, how's it going tonight? But as far as fun things, man, uh, have you looked into printing a Nerf blaster, sir? Highly recommended. You've got kids. You can you can chase them around with a Nerf blaster. B Dog, what's up, man? Yeah, we are in a constant phase of getting rid of clothes that they've outgrown recently. Like even if you get all the same size, they're a little bit different. So you'd be like, all right, they've outgrown this size. And they're like, oh wait, this one, even though it's that size, still fits them. Nice. So what is that? February they're saying for shipments on those Moabs. I see a lot of people doing them. Uncle Jesse was printing Moab stuff. Uh, who else was printing Moab stuff? Oh, was it Repcord? The Repcord guy printing? Maybe I should have been nicer to him. Maybe I would have got influencer mall, influencer packet. Getting some more flow out of that. Let me start this over again. Very nice, very nice. Uh, Nick, try Pooch. Yeah, I think someone said something about Pooch printing Moab stuff. December 15th for the STLs. Yeah, I said maybe I should have been nicer. Maybe I would have got a no. Uh, I'm sorry. I just can't. I hope everything goes well for it, but do not agree with how that whole thing went down. Because if it had gone the way it was originally listed, I probably would have ended up with one. But yeah, man, you gotta swing by one of these times you're ever in Indiana. You get you're working in Indiana. It's a Friday. You get done. You just go back by way of Ohio, make a small little 3-hour detour. I do need to find what's next though. I built the Greg. I built the stagecoach. Video went up just a couple hours ago, and uh, yeah, 3 hours is on the way there. Yeah, we watched an incredible documentary the other night on Australia, Phil. Australian wildlife. It was a movie called Predator, Badlands. Excellent documentary on Australia. Uh, yeah, man, I'm thirsty. I don't have any pop out here. I've got gallons of milk and I've got Capri Suns. I got a big jug of pineapple juice still. That thing's still good. I bought it in a couple months ago for making smoothies. October 12th. It is definitely not still good. I don't even like Capri Suns. Uh, yeah. Um, I like the original Alien vs Predator. I know they made a whole bunch of. So they've made Alien vs Predator was the last Predator movie I watched, and last Alien movie I watched, and that was in the early 2000s. I need to go back and watch them. They're just fun to watch. Uh, well, the not safe for work models are trending because, well, in general, people are perverts. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, yeah. Mad Max is awesome. I love that movie. They just recently allowed not safe for work stuff on printables, didn't they? Before that, you kind of had to go over to Cults 3D or something if you wanted that kind of stuff. I haven't seen Dave's Dinosaur. What do you mean? I don't know what we're talking about with Dave's Dinosaur. Anyway, let's glue this up. So the way this works, is there silicone printers? Uh, just some B7000 adhesive, and just run a little bead around the surface that goes into, and then bead around the surface that goes onto the part. So bead of glue here and a bead of glue there. And you just put it in, give it a little twist and spread the adhesive around. And armor piercing Nerf dart. So that allows you to get two darts for your mammoth or Sully shells out of one MXL. There you go. Glow in the dark dragon and PLA. Kiddos will love it. I don't think y'all want to hang around for an hour while we wait for this thing to print. Um, so I'll update you. Stay tuned for a video using the thing. And yeah, outside of that, guys, make sure you hit the like button for me. It's very much appreciated. If you're not already a member and you'd like to support the channel, considering becoming a member, maybe gift memberships, whatever. There's lots of ways to support the channel, including Polymaker affiliate link. Uh, Outside of that, guys, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I know I didn't get the stream very much. The density of the amount of people streaming right now means that sometimes it's hard to find a time to stream during. Uh, so I might need to reassess my policies on some of that. But I don't have like a hard set time. So I try to just move things around. Um, Particularly because my availability is better than most people's probably. Uh, but if there's no time in there, I might just go ahead and stream over at the same time as somebody else. Yeah, the streaming will slow down when people are over at Forum Next. Um, and don't get me wrong, I'm super excited to see so many new people streaming. It's been awesome. The variety of content and personalities and viewpoints on stuff is fantastic. Seeing new people come in and, you know, like Penguin Maker's building his first Voron today. Uh, that stuff's awesome, man. It's part of the reason why I stream. I want to keep people into the hobby, expose new people to it. Um, so don't get me wrong, I'm not upset about it. I was just saying, you know, yeah. So the issue with picking a time slot is right now I deal with a lot of medical appointments. There's generally 5 to 6 medical appointments a week. Uh, some weeks, what was it? 2 weeks ago, there was a total of 15 different medical appointments Monday through Friday. So finding time to like say I'm always going to stream at this time is extremely hard. And I was always streaming during the day, but that means that I lose some audience that would watch otherwise if I was streaming in the evening because they're at work. So I tried to add some evening streams and mix it up a bit so that there was streams that other people could watch that couldn't make it to the day streams. Uh, so yeah, like I said, my availability is wider than most people at the moment. Who knows? Once I get this all taken care of and I go back to work, we'll probably go back to my standard of Saturday morning before Lee Murray 3D, and that'll just be what it is. But also, don't forget this Saturday, less than a week from today, we're going to be doing the Ender 3 NG marathon stream celebrating the channel becoming a YouTube partner. We're going to start to finish the Ender 3 NG. We're going to have a whole bunch of really cool things to give away during the stream, and we're gonna make it pretty fun. We've got some people coming in as guests in person in the shop. If you think that you would be in the area on Saturday and you want to stop by, send me a DM. Uh, Also, we're going to have people stopping by via Discord calls. I'm probably going to call Armored 3D Printing when I get stuck on the enclosure. Uh, oh, dude, I would love you forever for some Starbucks. I haven't had Starbucks in so long. Crap, I'm trying to think when the last time I had a couple Starbucks was. It's had to have been 2+ years. Hey, man, so I'm thinking, what, about 1 p.m. my time makes it the middle of the night for you, Phil? No. Uh, stream's going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. So why don't we call it, I don't know, you want to you tell me what time works for you and we'll just slot you in there. Baker Viking, thank you very much for the sticker there and the 20 knock. Always appreciated. I just wish YouTube would send me actual like foreign currency. That'd be so sweet. Norwegian kroner. Yes. 1 month already. Has it been that long? Crowns. Okay. Man, time's flown by. Also, I get ad revenue now, so that's something new this week. I'm pretty sure I have ads turned off during live streams. I think anyway. If you guys get ads during the live stream when it's live, because I turn monetization on the live streams when I get done. People going back to watch them afterwards get to suffer through ads. People that show up while it's happening should be ad free. Um, if you get ads for gambling, please don't do it. But it pays really well, so I leave them on. And I'm going to tell you now, don't gamble. The only people that win when you gamble are the companies that are running the betting sites. Da, 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 da. Yeah, YouTube Premium. I keep YouTube Premium. I forgot to cancel the Twitch Turbo, so I just got billed $11 for that. That was fun. Gamble. Don't gamble on printer pre-sales either. One bit of bad news, it looks like Tube is delayed, so That won't be here for the NG build, but that's all right. We've got the um, what's it called? The bamboo hot end that Brad sent over. Um, so that'll go in there, and then when the tube comes in, it'll be bonus content for later. Like I said, though, this week we're going to do the PPS glass filled gantry. It's printing over there right now. On the Micron, we're going to get the Micron back up and running with the sus burner on that. Tube compact. Tube compact. Sorry, I wasn't clear on that. Yeah, tube compact is delayed. Uh, Pretty significant delay. Sounds like it's delayed out 3 months. That's a pretty significant delay. Um, but it really seems like Luke is really killing himself over there to get those Pika hot ends out from the Kickstarter and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Disappointing, yes. Understandable, however. Yep. No. You just print out the dragon one. And I printed out the dragon mount, and then I just need to drill it out to fit an M3 screw through it instead of the M2.5. Yeah, it was a very optimistic schedule. The confusing part to me was that, like, length is the same. Um, yeah, I went digging for the dimensions for them both, and they are less than a millimeter difference. Uh, Daisy, welcome to the stream. I gotta be talking to Daisy here. She does some phenomenal work. Jerry, how's it going? Thank you. I think it's less than a millimeter taller than the dragon. Yeah, it'll be close enough. As long as the ducts don't hit the, as long as the nozzle's lower than the ducts, we'll be okay. Got to work with Daisy here to get some new intros and animations and emotes and stuff with that coming up. She did the work for Luke Digital Dragon, and it was like, that definitely seems like something I'd be interested in. Set me over some samples of her work. Absolutely phenomenal. Excuse me while I ban somebody. Speaking of gambling, I love the this gambling spam bot people. Freaking idiots. No, the Discord channel got one of those spam bot crypto or whatever it is. But yeah, if you are a streamer, because I know there's some streamers in chat, and you need some work done for animations, intro streams, that kind of stuff, emotes, whatever, talk to Daisy. Just started Armored 3D printing like last week, and I've gotten like 4 of them now. Daisy, are you in my Discord? Just trying to figure out where people can find you. If you're in my Discord, say something, and I will give you like a vendor status or something. Yeah, we were talking about the Cube Compact, Steven. Say it. Not going to be here for the NG stream, apparently. This setup is not my normal streaming setup. Uh, my normal streaming setup got torn down and moved. And then this is my just non-streaming setup, just my Mac Mini with the webcam on it that I use for all my work, but it actually streams while I use a slicer. So there's Daisy. Welcome to the Discord. If any of you would like to, actually, I'm going to give you the role of designer. How's that? I already had a role for you. There you go. The Mac is way powerful, more powerful than the streaming computer is. Um, Absolutely, it's way more powerful. Yeah, shorts are weird. Sometimes I get crap ton of views on them, and then and on ones I wouldn't think would do anything, and then other ones I think are pretty decent, I get nothing. So who knows? But you can rack up decent amount of subscribers from YouTube Shorts. They just don't necessarily translate into views on your other stuff. So I don't post a whole lot of shorts because I would rather my numbers make sense for how many subscribers I have versus how many people tune into streams, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I mean, if you can get content out uh, in a timely manner for the things that people are really excited about and are going to be searching for, you can do phenomenally well. Like, I'm sure Tube Compact is getting a lot of traffic. So if you got a Tube Compact and you can make some content on it, you're going to be you're going to be there ahead of the game. And, I mean, you have one, so make some content on it, man. Exactly. You know, you get if you're one of the first ones making content on it, you're going to do well. Gotta keep an eye on that print so I know when to put these balls in it. Oh yeah, box turtle can be fun to get going. I've been getting errors for lane one's uh, stepper driver. So I'm wondering if the stepper driver's dying on me. Took me like 3 attempts to recalibrate the boat inlet this morning because it was acting up. So I pulled it off, made sure that the stepper driver was fully seated. Lane fours, I was able to push in a little bit so like it wasn't fully in there. Um, I wouldn't think it'd be a power issue because nothing's changed as far as that goes. Um, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting TMC errors. Kegel, how's it going? If he had the new Vivid, he couldn't tell you anyway. Ugh. I don't know if this isn't live over here or what. Nope, it's not live. There we go. It's like, why is it showing me stuff that happened 10 minutes ago over there? Lane one's empty, but it's showing detected. Which one of the sensors? Design went well. It's printing right now. Again, guys, keep an eye out for video where we see if we can get full penetration on this 5 gallon water jug. Yeah, it sounds like a stuck switch, but that or a bad connection. I tried to order more switches for the. Nice. Yeah. Clown Hammer's a great dude. Sparky used to live right around the corner from me. And yeah, Jeremy's a great guy too. Sounds like you're doing all the designs for the community. Oh, is that new Dummy 13 they had at 3D Printopia? The like big like Iron Man Hulk thing from the first Iron Man look like? Gonna build a org next. Okay. Yeah, Martin likes to print big things. Yeah, sounds like a wire issue there. That or you just don't have it plugged into the right port. uh, it's a good thing you like big prints, Stephen, because you've got a big printer. Said you put a picture in your Discord. Uh, now I'm going to look for this picture. I'm not seeing this picture. Did you print it, put it in there a while ago, or is it a new one? Dun, 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 dun. All right. So there we go. Is this the one? So if we go over to printables, what is this thing? SD cards. Okay. I'm not seeing the big Hulk thing that they had. This dragon is pretty cool though. Yeah, that's disappointing. They had some big thing at 3D Printopia. In your Discord in general. Let's scroll up. Oh, here we are. Found it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He needs a face. That's gonna be giant. How do the tolerances do on those when you're printing them that large? – 20 times. Oh Lord, that's huge. Yeah, you would need a venture to print a 20 times size one. And 10 kilograms of filament just for the head. Turn around and look behind you, Stephen. Oh, so one bit of potentially good news today. Um, I was filling out paperwork. Every year you got to fill it out for your health insurance open enrollment crap. And in that process, I remember that I have Unum insurance, which is like Aflac. If you're not familiar with Unum, maybe you know Aflac. Uh, and I have coverage that should pay me for uh, this whole situation. So I filled out a claim for that. That'll take a week or two to figure out, but that might help a lot. Posting more pictures. Okay. So if you've got fingers, cross them for me, would you? All right, let's go over here and take a look at this. This is on Armored 3D Printing's Discord. Also, if you're not watching Armored 3D Printing, go check him out. Uh, if you haven't watched him in a while, his audio is way better now. Somebody recommended a good mic and tip top audio over there now. Um, what part is that? Oh, good Lord. How tall is he going to end up? Is that going to put him at like what, 20 inches or something like that? You have good soldering tutorials over there, do you? Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, because it's next to a Coke can. And Coke can's what, like 5 inches tall or something like that? So, yeah. So you're going to be pushing up on 3 feet. That's going to be pretty sweet. Threadlocker eats ABS. It doesn't really have much of an effect on PLA. It breaks down styrene based filaments. Yep. ABS and ASA. That's right. So I was really glad that I didn't gloop that part on the B car on the Mammoth today. I only super glued it because I printed that new piece for the front and I needed to reclock that muzzle brake looking bit on the B car. So I was able to use acetone since it's printed in PLA to dissolve the super glue that was in there so I could get it apart. Yeah, it's good for that down undermaker. It is good for pissing people off. It's got some quirks. Hopefully, things on the new version get improved for some stuff. We're getting near to our ball bearings. I wish I had a beer right now. Maybe not a beer, but an adult beverage. I do have Fireball that I got it while I was out trick or treating. I was given a thing of Fireball. I was very sad. My favorite house around the corner that always does hot apple cider and your choice of top shelf liquors didn't do trick or treat this year. It's very sad. But the motorcycle club was handing out things of Fireball and king size candy bars. Not just full size candy bars, king size candy bars. No, don't think that was a problem. Uh, they weren't there at all. Normally they've got big Sterilite bins sitting out front with candy. Tell kids just grab handfuls of it and then serve apple cider and top shelf liquor uh, to the parents, but they weren't there this year. Maybe they went on vacation. Hopefully they were on vacation. Hopefully they weren't there for a good reason, you know? Because they're a really nice couple. Little strange, but really nice. It is cold out here. I've even got that heater on. Yeah, I guess me calling someone strange could mean that they're completely normal, right? I like to think I'm a pretty down to earth guy. Martin, I'm hurt. uh, we're all a little strange around here. Lord, I just want this to finish so that I can go inside where it's warm. How cold is it outside? 35, it says on my watch. Move this down. I can't see my whatchamacallit. There we go. Yeah, it says it's 34 outside, 66 in here. I don't believe that for a second, though. That says it's 60 over there. And this says it's 55. Anybody remember what layer we set that pause at? Slice plate. Layer 138. We're at layer 134. Woohoo! We're almost there. I feel you, man. Secret printer, though, that sounds interesting. And you're building it off stream? Are you beta testing some stuff, sir? Build it on stream once you're allowed. Well, the fact that you're paying for it and you've got to buy stuff for it means that it's an open source project. Well, I look forward to seeing what it is. Ah, I might know what it is then. I need something to do with a CR10. Just saying. Anybody got a project coming that requires a CR10 as a donor printer? Talk to me. All right, here we go. Time to put ball bearings in. Do they fit? Well, one will fit in there, but the other one won't. Damn it. Damn it, Clark. So the best I can do is I can get you this webcam view. As you can see, it sticks up. So what we need to do is we need to go into here, generic cylinder positive, and we need to scale. And we're going to make this taller. Don't want a uniform scale. What's this look like? We'll leave that. in the up direction. There we are. Now we need to go over here, look at our measurements, scale this. We need to make this, if we did 22, we need this 21. And then we need to move that up. Somewhere around there. One, two, three, four, five. I give this 5 layers. And our nice hole there. And then prepare and scale and make this 11 and 11 slice. Delete the pause. So we got to move this pause right there. Add pause. Fantastic. Slice. But I'm not going to wait for this, but we're just going to go ahead and upload it for tonight. Slice. Dashboard. Can I get this one ball bearing out? Because I can leave the one in there and still have it be of some use. Where's a magnet? Magnet not strong enough. To be honest, that really looks like that should fit down in there. Huh. All right. Well, I can at least finish it with one. The next one, we'll put the two in. Daisy later. All right, guys. I'll call it there. Um, we've got it printing with just the one. Um, this will be done in like 3 minutes, but later, guys. So again, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe. Don't forget next Saturday, big marathon stream. Building the Ender 3NG. Lots of cool giveaway stuff. Um, yeah. Outside of that, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Have a good week. Later.